What is going on, guys? K-Mac here, and it's another episode of Fantasy Breakdown. And this week's game of the week is Monday night's game, my Chicago Bears versus the Dallas Cowboys. I'm totally stoked for this game, guys. I love Monday Night Football. I'm sure that I will have a few brews and watch it. I don't know, probably at either at my buddy's house or in my room. Not sure, but like I said, my Bears versus the Dallas Cowboys on the big time. It's going to be awesome. I have one of my good friends is a huge Cowboys fan. So I can't wait to rub it in his face when Matt Forte runs all over them and Brandon Marshall owns their shit because their secondary is not the greatest. Even though it has improved from last year, much improved from last year, it's still not the greatest. And I feel that the Chicago defense will, just be really what they do what they do best, and really stop the run game. I know that DeMarco Murray has been doing some things well, but he hasn't shown that much to me. He's on my fantasy team, so I know exactly what his stats are. They have been 40 yards in a TD, maybe 65 yards. The first game of the year he had to get 100 yards, but he's only had 100-yard game. Hasn't been too much of a dominant factor back like Forte or anybody else. So I'm not too worried about this game, although I am looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a hard-fought game. Hopefully the Bears come out on top. But let's dive into this week's fantasy talk. Oh my God, this is just get to this gameplay for just 1 second. Chris Conte right there. Shit, that pick. That is like back-to-back picks. This game's crazy. It's a very low-scoring game. Actually, it's actually an online game, so I'm not playing the computer, and the guy I was playing is really good. I think I actually ended up losing this game, but it's not the point. Anyway, getting back to fantasy, some guys that I have my eye on this week. Tashard Choice, running back for the Buffalo Bills. With C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson out, he's going to get the majority of the touches, and they have good run blocking up there in Buffalo, and they have a pretty good run game. So if he is going to be the main back this weekend, as I think he will be, because both, like I said, Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller are out with injuries, he could have a pretty good game. I don't know, I'll expect him to go off for 45 or nothing, but he could have a decent 20-point game. No problem up there, the way they run the ball, as often as they run the ball. So keep an eye out for him. Another guy you want to keep an eye on is Shaun Hill, the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions. If Matthew Stafford is not able to go, he will be the starter. And he came in like the fourth quarter of last week's game, and I think he had like 180 yards and 2 touchdowns in like a half a quarter. Granted that one was like a 65-yard Hail Mary, prayer that got caught for a touchdown. He's a pretty good quarterback, and if he is available and Stafford is not available to go, definitely if you need a spot starter or something, because I know that bye week started this week, so Steelers, and I don't know who else it is, but the Steelers and somebody else are on bye this week, so if you have Ben Roethlisberger, don't have another backup, and Shaun Hill is starting, he's a very viable option. I would very much think about going in that direction. Some of the other guys that are around the league that are out there probably, Rashard Mendenhall, running back for the Steelers. I know they're on bye, and I know that he's injured, but he is slated to come back next week and take back over the backfield and get most of the touches. This game, my God, this is just interception fest. But anyway, Rashard Mendenhall is slated to come back next week and take the starting running back position back from Dwyer. And as we all know, he has been pretty good in the past. He came out of the University of Illinois a couple years ago. Pretty big physical dude. Pretty hard runner, very good downhill skills, very good cuts. He makes sharp cuts, and I'd highly recommend picking him up because just if you got some room on your bench, just maybe he'll come out and explode. You don't know. It's always good to have options out there because your bench spots, you might as well have potential and upside to them. Another guy I'm pretty high on, like I said last week, Andre Brown. I actually picked him up and started him last week, like I said in my last week's video, and he went off for 24 points. I think he had 2 touchdowns, maybe 100 and something yards. He just had an awesome game. He's a backup running back for the New York Giants. If Ahmad Bradshaw is supposed to start this week, but he's still got that nagging injury. He might not get every snap. He might not be the featured back. Like I said, I still have a good idea of what Andre Brown is going to do. And he might even, Tom Coughlin said he's going to get more snaps. He earned more snaps last week from his performance. And I'd have to agree with him. He did a really, really good job last week stepping in and made the big time. So good for him and good for my fantasy football team. One more guy before I get out of here I want to touch on real quick is Danielle Thomas, the running back from Miami. Reggie Bush might have an injury, so he might be an option for you. But this game day is wrapping up, guys. So if you enjoyed, you leave me a like. That'd be very much appreciated. Helps me out a whole lot. So take it easy, guys. As always, game the fuck on. Until next time. Alright, if you guys are new around here, you guys can feel free to subscribe for more content. I do these videos weekly, twice a week, usually about fantasy. And I also have a lot of Battlefield, Call of Duty, Halo, Gears of War, other things. So that's it, guys. Have a good day. And as always, game the fuck on. Until next time, peace out.